All right, sis. So now we are down to the last recipe for the evening. So let's say you come home, it's late in the evening, and you are very hungry, and you're thinking of grabbing one of those high carbohydrate rich snacks like chips or a piece of cake. Well, instead of grabbing that, you actually have some millet in the fridge that you can quickly saute on the stove top and make a high protein meal that will actually keep you satiated throughout the evening and also help to lower blood sugar. So let me show you how to make it. It actually takes less than 15 minutes. The ingredients are very simple. You're going to take about a half cup of cooked millet, or as much as you need. You're going to use some spices here. So we have about a 4th teaspoon of garlic powder, a 4th teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a half teaspoon of onion powder. We have a 4th teaspoon of ginger powder, an 1/8 teaspoon of allspice, some dill, and a pinch of salt. We have some spinach, which is great for iron. We have some lime, which I'm going to squeeze a little lime juice. And here's our protein. So what I did here is that I froze some portabella mushroom in advance, because when you buy portabella mushrooms, they tend to come in bulk and you don't want it to spoil. So I freeze it and I have it in my freezer to use it for this recipe. To make this recipe more fragrant, you can even add some chopped onion. I have about a cup of chopped onion that we can add to it. And we're going to use a little olive oil for our stir fry and some coconut aminos. All right, let's get into it. Turn your stove on a medium-high heat. Add some olive oil to the pot, at least 1 to 2 teaspoons, and let it heat up. Once the olive oil is heated up on the stove, add your onions. Add a pinch of salt to your onions, and then toss them in the pan until they are golden brown. After sauteing your onions for about 2 to 3 minutes, they will start to become translucent or slightly clear with a slightly brownish color. Now we're going to add our mushrooms. Add the portabella mushrooms and then saute them with the onions. Allow the portabella mushrooms to cook thoroughly until they are soft but not mushy. Once the portabella mushrooms start to soften and look about cooked, turn down your stove and allow the mushrooms to cook thoroughly. You may cover the mushrooms and onions for 2 minutes to ensure that the mushrooms are thoroughly cooked. After 2 minutes, remove the lid from the pot and look at how well cooked the mushrooms and onions are. Let's add the millet. Now, since this is an evening meal, you can actually add as much millet as you like. You can add a half a cup of millet or even a full cup, because this can actually go for 2 dinners if you want it to. So I'm going to add about a half cup of millet. I'm now going to add our spices. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of coconut aminos. And we can now stir in our ingredients. Turn up the heat of your stove and gently toss the ingredients in the pot together to allow the ingredients to mix in to make the millet flavorful. After 1 to 2 minutes, cover your pot and allow the ingredients to cook together. After a few minutes, remove the covering of the pot and then add your spinach to the millet. Add a squeeze of lime juice, about 1 to 2 teaspoons. Then Using your spatula, you want to fold the spinach into the millet. You don't want to overcook the spinach. You just want it to be gently wilted to take on the savory spices in the millet. And in the end, add a tiny amount more of olive oil as a drizzle. And just mix in your spinach until it's just wilted. Okay, our skillet millet is now finished. And here's our final meal for this meal prep video. Our savory skillet millet took under 15 minutes to make because you already had the millet prepared and used some pre-chopped and pre-washed vegetables to make this delicious evening meal. So I hope you enjoyed this skillet millet recipe. And so this brings us to the end of part 1 of the meal prep for the week. Now, many of you have shared with me that oftentimes you start off prepping your meals for the week, but then you begin to run out of food. So in part 2 of the meal prep videos for the 4-week Women Heal Together nutrition program for ladies with fibroids, I'm going to share with you how you can prepare meals in about 15 to 30 minutes. Some of them are going to take less than 15 minutes or even 10 minutes, and they're still very nourishing and tasty. So we're going to show you how to prepare easy breakfast, lunch, and dinner meals that you're going to love. So stay tuned. And again, if you like this content, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who are looking for this content.